Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cause and Business Education Series. This is an event that is hosted by the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce. And my name is Guy Dawson. I am the Executive Director of the Chamber. And I am thrilled to have a very good friend of mine named Jim Lordon, who is going to be doing a presentation this evening about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart and important in my philosophy as it relates to business. He's going to be talking about how to be a superior person when it comes to customer service. And for those of us who are professionals or business owners, we really must have an emphasis on taking care of our customers first and foremost. And I know my personal experiences with Jim are that he absolutely believes in everything that he's going to talk with you about this evening. We've worked together on many projects where we are partners on a board, and I understand his perspective when it comes to this particular topic. He is definitely the person that you want to listen to if you want to become someone who has superior skills in customer service. And so I'm just looking forward to hearing all that he has to say this evening. He's going to do his presentation for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. After he does that presentation, we will have a question and answer period. And for those of you that will be joining in person, the end of the meeting is a networking opportunity, an opportunity for you to connect with other people, get information, grow your contact list. And that is the format of the Cause and Business Education Series. Jim, are you ready to get us started?
Absolutely. And thank you for that awesome introduction. And you're absolutely right. Customer service is the backbone of anything that we do. So with that being said, I want to, whoever is going to be on this call during the live presentation, this is very interactive. I'd like to hear from you. You can completely interrupt. You can do it through the chat or just open mic. It's not a problem for me, but let's get started with the GlobeCon Business and Consulting and Clarity, and sponsored today with Cause Marketing at Chamber of Commerce, which is obviously an excellent organization bringing businesses and nonprofits together. So yay, Guy and your team. So let's hit it. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this going with a quick little introduction. We at the GlobeCon Consulting team, we provide obviously collaborative, confidential business mentorship, consulting, clarity for business owners. So business owners are our friend. We love business owners. My business partner and CEO, managing partner is myself, but that is also a picture of Dagmar Thompson, who is also at our company. Excuse me for having a moment there. So Jim Lordon, managing partner. Why am I sitting here? What makes me so much different than anybody else? I've been in this entertainment, event technology, meetings and convention for 10, 20, 30, 40 years now. It's been 40 years, and I've been in this some form of a person that stands in front of clients and explains the difficulty or explains the resolution or tries to just help get through the difficulty. So I do have a passion and enthusiasm, as it says, for customer service. It helps build a very long-lasting relationship. Just like anything, especially in the meetings and conventions business, it's important to understand instantaneous failures and how to recover from them. And with that being said, my whole process is, and my message is, to try and recover a service failure. It is better to recover, and I'll show you some data that's out there that recovering from a service failure is far more profitable and far less expensive to recover from an issue than it is to replace somebody who's given up on you because of your customer service failures. And so we all make mistakes. We all have problems. Things happen, and it's certainly not unique to any business. Every business has service failures of some kind. Your fault, their fault, nobody's fault. They happen. It's about your recovery. That is what's important. So I definitely am a positive, half full kind of guy. I've had many people on my team. I've been customer facing. Customer service for my teams have always been incredibly important. So that said, it's also important to realize that honest communication, even when there's a difficulty, is super important. If you're not honest, it's going to be a problem down the road. Customer service is certainly the heart of all that we do. It's definitely for our customers, the end user, our vendors, our team members, and our non-members. So when I talk about customer service, I don't just mean the person across the counter. I mean everybody that you come in contact with, including the people that you buy services from, your vendors, whatever that case may be, whether it's a hard product or another service. Your vendors and customer service with them is highly important. And then it comes down to your actual team. Those people that work for you, those that you report to, whatever the case may be. Customer service is important in all aspects, with your team, with your vendors, and certainly your end users or your clients. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, and the reason and purpose of this program, is really to explain customer service, and not so much a whitewash and say, hey, it's really important, you should just kind of be more focused on it. I do have some really critical data for all of you in regards to customer service and why it's important on your bottom line. Why is it important for you to have excellent customer service, or the best customer service you can get, and continue to raise that bar of customer service? Because it will increase your revenue. It will decrease your expenses. There's also what we call the Ratter model. It came out in 1990 in a book, and I'll share that slide with you guys and give you that intel, and then discuss areas requiring mastery. What to master when it comes to delivery of great customer service. One of the things that is important is to apply the service skills to typical situations and ensure that all clients have an experience of outstanding customer service. Like anything, when you go to a restaurant, when you go somewhere and there's a service interruption, a customer service problem, whatever it may be, you know how that feels. And so reverse those feelings, understand what your clients are going to. So you need to manage those failures, those complaints appropriately. And I'll talk about how to do that and some key issues, key points that you want to take away from this presentation. I'll talk about handling difficult customers with empathy instead of sympathy. And then, of course, develop your customer service skills. Not only you who are listening to this, but those of you who oversee team members, and give you that confidence that you need when speaking to a client when there is an issue. And we know definitely what that sounds like and what that feels like. So customer service, delivering great customer service is really the key here. And I want to start with a question. How is customer service? How are we measured? Well, for the longest time, especially for my generation, the longest time was a letter, a nastygram to the organization explaining that there was a service failure of some kind. Well, that usually took months, of sometimes weeks, to resolve, get back to whatever the case may be. But the turnaround time back when I was coming up in the business was certainly not instantaneous like it is now. You can have a horrible service situation, and because of Google and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the rest, your service issue will be known worldwide, and that level of service failure will be known by everyone, and can take a big hit to whatever service or product you're trying to provide to the general public or to other manufacturing or businesses. It is no longer something that should be brushed under or glanced over or shunned away from. When you make a mistake, It's how quickly you respond to that mistake, especially in this day and age, to the point where companies now pay, obviously, most of us know this, have individuals that actually monitor Google, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram just to make sure if there's an issue that is completely handled within minutes and instead of weeks or months. When we all react or interact with customers each day, customer service skills can help us recover from that service issue. Obviously, we need to assure outstanding customer service consistently. It can't be hit or miss. It has to be certainly the same at all times. That being said, when you have a customer service failure and you're trying to recover from it, it also helps reinforce your company brand. It helps reinforce what you're doing. I'm going to cough real quick, so hold on one second. Sorry about that, everyone. So you want to not only have that customer service recovery, but you also help reinforce your company brand. We're all brand ambassadors to whoever we're working with or whoever we're working for. We need to demonstrate to our customers the value in our services. Sometimes it's hard to see the value in what we do. Our customers are not completely aware of what's going on, especially, again, when there's a customer service failure. When there is a success in recovery, that success is not only shared by us who are on the front line, but it's shared with our company. So our company's success is your success. So when you do it well and you do it right, it is a great opportunity for us as business owners or us as employees, whoever may be listening. It is important to realize that when you do it well, it really ripples through the entire organization. And so there's nothing wrong with raising that flag that you recovered or had somebody on your team recover. So you should shout it from the mountaintops. You should tell the world, tell the company that this was a good thing. This was recovered. This was a turnaround. We took a bad situation and made it better. Service is obviously critical. Companies that emphasize service are more successful than companies that don't. Customer service is not a competitive advantage like you would think. It is not. It's not just an option. It's the only option anymore. You have to provide excellent customer service. There's no way of getting around it. Those who do not fail pretty quickly. So why? How come? So in this case study, and it comes from Fortune magazine, this particular sentence, it costs 5 times more to get a new customer than to keep an existing one. So if you take that into consideration, the time, energy, marketing, man hours, those kinds of things, when you have a failure and that customer does not return, it's going to cost you 5 times more to replace that customer than to recover the customer that's upset. Once a customer leaves, 4 out of 5 say they will never come back. And this comes from the Global Workshop Call Report. Companies that reduce customer defections, leaving, by 5% can boost profits up to 25 to 95%. So if you can turn around a bad situation, just 5%, you can boost your profits. So your bottom line is truly affected, either positively or negatively, depending on your customer service skills throughout the team and throughout the company. Business case for superior services continued here with marketing matrix. The profitability of selling to an existing customer, somebody who's already enjoys your product, enjoys your service, is 6.5 times higher than the profitability of selling to a new one. So it kind of reinforces the original conversation to this point at the previous slide. There is proven economics and metrics that it does make a difference when you recover from an issue. Businesses with high quality service average 12% more return on their sales, gain market share at a rate of 6% a year. Now, we all know that 6% is a very strong percentage when you're increasing year over year. That's something to be proud of when you're at that rate. Of obviously greater is always better, but if you're hitting a 6% or greater rate of return growth over year, it's obviously a great opportunity. And then if you think about it, this study came out of Technical Assistance Research Programs, Inc. When you're in that place, you can start charging 10% more than your competitors. Now, obviously, sometimes it's only 6, and sometimes it's as much as 10 or 15, 12 or 15%. But on average, you can charge about 10% more. So if you think about a 6% increase year over year and charge about 10% more, that is real bottom line success just by recovering from a service failure. So there's real dollars in customer service. 76% of customers say they view customer service as the true test of how much a company values them. It is frontline, proven history, proven analytics that people understand and really look at companies. I make decisions, and I think most of us make decisions on the back end of the purchase. What is the customer service report? What is the customer service understanding? Is there a strong customer service when you buy a vehicle or a product, or do they just kick you to the curb and give that sense of, well, you own it now and it's very difficult if you have an issue and you need something repaired or whatever the case may be. So it is truly a test of how a company is valued by their customer service. And I think all of us make those decisions quite quickly. And so let me try and do a little bit of an interactive. I know that some of this will be seen after we do it live. So I'm gonna just go ahead and ask a question. Guy, if you wouldn't mind being my spokesperson, don't worry, we won't judge you on your answers. But if I was to ask you a question, why a customer would quit, what percentage, if 100 is our number, would attribute that to death, just because someone passed away? What do you think that percentage would be? Give me a number from 1 to 100.
You're saying if you were to lose a customer due to death, is that the question?
That is the question.
Huh, wow. What would be the percentage of that?
I'm asking you that question. I know what it is.
How about 10%?
10%, let's sec, man, 1%. So you were close. So let's talk about this. Yeah, not many. Let's talk about why customers quit because of the salesperson, for whatever the case may be, that just didn't like that salesperson. Why do you think customers, what percentage would quit because of an issue with the salesperson? Give me a number. 1 to 100. Well, 1 to 99 now, because we're doing math.
How about 25%?
25%. That's pretty steep. It's really only about 5%. It really is only 5%. As you, when I first saw this, I was of the mindset that you were. I think that the salesperson is very much responsible for how this transaction goes. What do you think the percentage is in regards to price? It's just too expensive.
How about, wow, price. How about, let's try 20%.
9%. So we're at a place where a lot of these items that we knee jerk. I'm on the same page. Again, when I first saw this, it really makes a big difference in my mind. Well, it turns out it's not that big a difference. So maybe we've been focusing on the wrong areas. So let me continue though. How about customers quitting because of the product dissatisfaction, just because the stuff was no good?
Wow, now that I'm looking at all these other numbers, it's got me afraid to give you the I will say, Jim, I would say, how about 15% product dissatisfaction?
Okay, let's give that a shot. You were close, my man. Only 1 percentage point off. Very good, nicely done. How about because a client or a customer moves? They just need to go to the south of France, or some really cool place. They just move out of your area and they'll not be back to buy stuff from you. What do you think that percentage is?
I would say that would be relatively low, maybe 5%.
3%. You're absolutely correct. Now, I know that you're an amazing math whiz, and you know that the score here needs to be 100, but we don't really need to do the math. We don't need to do that. We just need to know that an attitude of indifference is the highest of the reasons why customers walk away from you, from your business, from your service, whatever the case may be. If you have a bad attitude, an attitude of indifference, you're going to lose customers, and your customer service responsibilities are tied directly to attitude of indifference. So how's that for kind of a wow moment, a aha moment? I know it was for me.
Yes, I mean, I figured, Jim, that the numbers would obviously be very high in that area, but I didn't think that it would be 60%. Now, that's really an eye opener.
Yeah, it is absolutely. And thank you for putting yourself out there and just shooting from the hip. I appreciate that. So customer service moments of truth. A definition of a moment of truth is an opportunity for a customer to form a judgment about the quality of your company. That's a moment of truth. Now, how do you manage that? And so what is the back end thought here is, if a definition of a moment of truth is when something happens, your client, your customer, that person that is buying your service, your goods, they have that time stamp, that time slice, that they're going to think about what your company is all about. Now, it could go one way or the other, and obviously you want it to go positively, but you need to anticipate those moments. You've been in this business a long, long time, whatever that is. You've been in business for a long, long time. It is not that unusual or unique. So you anticipate when and where those moments usually occur and focus on making them turn well. So you know where the disconnect is going to be. Recognize that moment. Recognize that moments can occur anywhere, anytime, and be ready to respond to them. So it is obviously you need to be on your toes all the time, but there are moments in the sales process, in the service process, whatever that is. You've been in the business long enough to know that you have to focus at a time slice when it could go horribly wrong, and just anticipate that. Be ready for that. So as I'm winding down, I know that you've given me 20 to 25 minutes. I'm going to kind of blaze through these the last 5 minutes and then go right into Q&A, if you will. A customer service experience, feeling fully supported and appreciated for providing their business to us, feeling delighted and with the execution and end result. That's the customer service experience that we're looking for. How about added value? Now, there's an exercise here that we're not going to do. What I'd ask you to do is take this exercise and add it to your thought process. Take it back to your team. Utilize it just with yourself. But tangible and intangible extras that enhance the customer's experience, whether it's providing great support, great technical execution, or just making them feel good, and create a perception of increased value. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, although that's helpful, but it can be just a great attitude instead of an attitude of indifference. Review of basic principles. We're going to jump through this and go right into what customers evaluate, just because of the time, and how are we measured. And so what is the client's eye looking for? And this is the Ratter model that I was talking about. And I will jump through this. Here is, for those of you that want to understand where this come from, where this Ratter model comes from, here's where it came from in 1990 and how it was developed. So if you want to take a picture of the screen, or you reach out to Guy or myself, we can certainly give you this information later. But Ratter: reliability, assurance, tangibles, empathy, and responsiveness. That is the Ratter model. That if you handle those items, you are scoring high and creating business and profitability. Reliable service is a degree to which promises are kept. Don't overpromise just to get the sale. It's important to manage promises, know what customers expect, and shape their expectations accordingly. Broken promises happen. Be ready for them and be honest. Remember that honest comment that I had earlier? Customer service is assurance. Assurance is the level of customers' trust. Trust is earned. To gain trust, you have to know what you're doing and project that confidence. You have to know that. You need to know what you're doing. You have to fill in. If you don't know what you're doing, be honest that you don't know. You'll get the answers later. Style counts. Courteous and friendly service is important, but it's the combination of both style and substance that bring customers back and back. And that's a relationship that you want to keep and build. It's all about the relationship. Tangible service is often difficult to quantify because it's largely intangible. Everybody knows that there's wind. You can't see the wind. You only see the effects of the wind, and that's what good customer service is. Sometimes it's just not recognizable. You just know you're in it. Empathetic, not sympathetic. Customers need a personal touch. They usually prefer to deal with a live human than an organization or a computer. Empathy means to understand the emotional state of the customer. Distinguish between empathy and sympathy. Here's another opportunity. Just take a quick picture or look it up, Google it. But this is really seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. And finally, customer service. A good customer service is responsive. Responsive means timely. Set and meet your deadlines. Always give specific times. I'll be right back is not a good answer. I'll be right back after I check on this issue, whatever, and should be back in 5 or 10 minutes, or get back to you by the end of the day. Whatever the case may be, you must give a time slice. And then if you need more time, give that response that you do need more time, and check back with your follow-up with your customer. Communication, problem solving, product knowledge, company knowledge. These are the things that customers want to interact with you. Communication skills, problem solving skills, product knowledge, and company knowledge. With that, Guy, I know that we're on a time slice. What would you like to do? I've got just a few more slides, or I can jump right into Q&A.
Oh, please finish up your slides, Jim.
Okay. These are the other things that what customers look for in service skills, as we talked about, and then setting realistic expectation. Once you've know the expectation of your client, tactfully shape their expectations. Sometimes their request is just outside this world and you're not able to fulfill this lofty expectation. So recognize that, understand it, and then sway them, influence them, tactfully be honest with them, explain some of the things that are going on and why this or that can't happen. So it's a conversation. I know that a lot of us have had horrible customer service failures and been part of the individual being yelled at, screamed at, accused of, all of those things. We want to try and manage that type of anxiety with a client. So if you get in front of it, if you get that opportunity to sway the expectations. It's going to be softer and gentler for both you and the client or customer. Now, with that being said, this is an opportunity for some Q&A, and just tell me what's on your mind. What do you think?
Well, there's a great information, Jim. I love the way that you mixed the statistical data with a lot of your own personal experience. It was obvious just hearing you with that presentation that you had a great deal of experience, not just studying the statistics of it, but through your experiences in business. You've seen how the retention levels are directly correlated to customer service. So excellent job with the data that you provided, plus the personal experience. I love the way that you interlocked both of those. But I have a specific question, a couple of questions. One question I have is, if you're a professional or if you're someone in business and you have been struggling with customer service, maybe you know that this is something that you're not really strong at. You want to be better at it, but you're having challenges with it for whatever reasons. There are so many reasons why a person might struggle with customer service. Mm-hmm. But what would you recommend as a good starting point for someone who might be challenged in this particular area?
Well, certainly self-inventory is difficult on any level. I don't particularly like self-inventory on myself. And I certainly expect that that's just not fun for most of us, especially when we're trying to take a behavior that we want to improve, change a bad behavior. But a great question, by the way. How do you change customer service from bad or not as good as it should be to a real success? There's obviously lots of opportunities online. There's examples on YouTube on bad customer service. So you can find what bad customer service looks like. And if you're finding yourself in a place where you just can't get past it, you're just in a place where you for whatever reason, and you can't after that self-inventory change the way you look at it, there's obviously ways as business owners we can insert another person that's obviously better than we are at it. Some of us don't have the funds, the budget for adding another individual. So if you can't add an individual to be the frontline customer service representative, customer care representative, then I would tell you that it is important for you to recognize how you are. That way, when you invite a friend or a respected peer to watch your interactions with people over the phone or face-to-face or both, and take that information, take that friendly criticism, constructive criticism to heart, and realize that those points must be refined. And I would only start with one or two or three. I wouldn't go crazy and completely readjust my entire psyche. But it's a long answer for a very important question. If you have to do it and you don't have the ability to afford somebody else to do it, then bring somebody that you trust, a peer, to watch you interact and give you advice, give you wisdom. But it is wise to seek many counselors. So get that wisdom from people you respect.
Yeah, there's an adage that I heard of, Jim, that your customers' complaints are some of your greatest building blocks for your business. I mean, if you take it in the right way, rather than being offended by what the client says, if you can take it as constructive criticism, and it may not even be constructive, coming from that disheartened customer, right. Maybe they're not trying to be constructive with it at all, but you could make it a constructive experience.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. And I love the fact that you brought that up. If you look at your complaints, and obviously there's a lot of people out there that just complain, but most of the complaints that you're going to receive are very much based on real life, real situations. So if you're getting the same consistent complaint, whatever that may be, it is time to review that piece of your business and adjust it and make sure that you're mindful of it. And then I highly suggest that once you have yourself and or your team do some kind of customer service exercise, however deep or however long it is, I would suggest that you bring back that same kind or escalated review 6 months or 12 months later. It is over the years and being a national trainer over technicians in regards to the audiovisual business, we would always start our training, no matter what it was, with a reminder of refresher course on customer service. Sometimes it was very lengthy. Sometimes it was just a quick glance. Let's try and remember who we are and who our clients are. So always keep customer service on the forefront of your mind, whatever that takes.
And I had one more question, Jim. Say there's a professional out there or a business owner, and they're actually really good with their customer service, but they hire someone, maybe that person is qualified in every other area. They perform well in all other areas except customer service. How do you train someone to be better as the leader of an organization? Again, someone who might not have any problems at all with customer service, but how do you train someone as a leader to improve their customer service?
Another great question. And the quick answers are always coach them until the day is long. They're providing excellent work employment in other areas. It's just that they fail in this particular area of customer service, or we run into that all the time as individuals who own businesses. We have an employee that's just really great in all areas except customer service, or they're never work on time, those kinds of things. There's always something that needs to be worked on. And that's really what a message is. Whatever that employee has that needs to be worked on, or maybe it's a couple of things, it is important to continue to stay on top of that, to stay in a place where you're having those conversations. And I don't mean yelling at them when they don't do well, but bring them in a quiet time, a quiet space, one-on-one, if necessary, because of whatever reason, having another individual to observe and help coach, but always have a mind of coaching, have a mind that is to help them to be better at what their craft ends up being, whatever they're responsible for, tasked to do. Then unfortunately, there's always that piece where when you coach somebody and it just doesn't work and it affects your bottom line, it affects the morale of the team, the separation after coaching and really doing your best to coach that person. Sometimes at the end of the day, it's necessary to separate. That's what work is. It's responsibility not only to develop that particular individual, but you as a leader, an extreme leader. You're my team. If my team does well, that's my team's fault. You're my team, and if my team doesn't do well, that's my fault. And as a owner, businessman, a leader, it's very, very cut and dry in that sense. When you take that responsibility on all things, all people that are on your team, you take the responsibility, especially when it's in a challenging or difficult space.
Yes, great customer service is definitely a mindset, Jim. I know you touched on that throughout your presentation today. It's a mindset, and it's also infectious within an organization. And so I greatly appreciated all the strategies that you shared with us today about how to improve our customer service, because as you had mentioned in your slides and as you were speaking with us, maintaining an existing customer through outstanding service is so much easier than going out there and finding a new customer. For those of us who are in the day-to-day of being in the business world, keeping a good customer, making someone who you're already working with, who understands you, who wants to continue to work with you because they know that you're going to take care of them, is so important. It's so much harder to go out there and convince someone that you're going to be looking out for their best interest as compared to someone who already knows you're looking out for their best interest. So just great information today, Jim.
Yes, thank you for that. And again, it is your margin. It's your bottom line at the end of the day. So it is easier to keep that client than it is to find somebody. It is less expensive to keep that client than it is to find somebody else. So it's all about the margin and recovery. Service failures happen all the time. It's how we respond is what makes and differentiates us from others that are doing the same thing.
And I know you have a host of services that you provide, Jim. You talked about sales training. Maybe you could really quickly go through a rundown of what GlobeCon does and how you can help all these professionals out here and business owners who are going to be watching this, if not in person. Definitely it'll be all over the internet. So what types of services can they come to you for?
Well, thank you for this opportunity to share that. So GlobeCon, we bring business owners to a peer group, a business to business peer group that meets on a monthly basis. You're a member of that group. The alternative board, we talk about issues and challenges that business owners have. And then also during that same time slice in that membership, we also, I meet with you and other board members on a one-on-one coaching opportunity where we have a deeper dive into what's going on and what those challenges or opportunities really are. The key here to that particular part of the business is accountability and making sure we have a board meeting and everybody has these great conversations. But at the end of the day, coming back the next month and hold everyone accountable, and I facilitate everyone to make sure that they talk about the wins or the continued losing of that particular issue or opportunity. So I hold accountability. I also facilitate to make sure that we stay on track, because we don't want to spend a lot of time and go on a rabbit trail. So certainly the bulk of my business is really based on business owners and helping them, coaching them in a group setting. I also bring business owners to the table where I oversee, take a look at, help them maintain issues, challenges in their specific business, and become part of the organization as a business coach, as a business consultant, and really get deep down inside the mind of the business owner and work with the team to make sure that there is training, that there is the same mindset, that there is internal accountability. So I do that. And then of course, sales development, customer service, technical skills, generational training, the way a Gen Xer or a millennial or even a Gen Z look at the sales process or the customer service process, or just the work enthusiasm is always different when you're talking about the different generations, just because of the way every generation has been brought up in their time. So those are just the main pieces that I do. But GlobeCon definitely is very much involved in business owners, business acumen, and how to be profitable and watch your bottom line. A very much important piece to everything is it's important that we create revenue. There's no doubt about it, but sometimes we have fun doing it.
Oh, we have a lot of fun, and I can certainly vouch for the effectiveness of the techniques that Jim has in terms of sales training, in terms of team building, and this board that he was talking about, the alternative board. I mean, it's just for me, it's a powerful mastermind that is just opening up so many doors for me in business and making me look at things from perspectives that I have not looked at them from. Just being able to tap into other minds, everybody looks at things from a different angle, and being a part of a board, specifically that aspect of the service that Jim provides, I think for any business owner out there is a way to grow and really become what you achieve, the level of excellence that you want to achieve in your business. So I highly recommend the alternative board. And I also highly recommend Jim just as a consultant. We do these one-on-ones regularly, and we sit down and I present things to him. And all these years of experience that he's had in the corporate world definitely greatly benefits me as I'm developing a company that I want to be able to sell in a specific period of time. And so much of the advice that Jim's been giving me has been extremely helpful. So I highly endorse Jim Lordon as a sales trainer, as a team building trainer, and of course a facilitator of the alternative board. Yeah, just great work, Jim. You guys you and as well as your partner and wife Dagmar Thompson, who is also a real dynamo in her own right.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I thank you for mentioning that. And I thank you for that amazing plug. But I'll tell you, after more than 4 decades of being in the corporate world, with age comes wisdom, because I've made a ton of mistakes. I have learned my lessons, and I've watched others learn their lessons. So like I said, with age comes wisdom. And so at the ripe old age of a lot, I've made a ton of mistakes. The thing is, I've learned from those mistakes and not repeated the same mistake. So that's my message and that's my testimony. But that was certainly amazing, and I appreciate what you've said so far. You're definitely one of the good guys, and I appreciate you a lot.
Well, we appreciate you again for stopping by, Jim, for the Cause and Business Education Series. This is a once-a-month event that we host at the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce. We want to highlight successful entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations, and others to provide education to the members of the chamber as well as the community. So you can get every third Tuesday of the month, we have one of these presentations. We tentatively have tax experts that are going to be coming in for our presentation in August. If you go to the website causemarketingchamber.com, you can get more information about all of our events that are coming up. We have a monthly mixer event that we host. It'll actually be a week from today. It's always on the 4th Tuesday of every month. Of course, we have our huge event, which is called Businesses with Heart. That's our expo. And our next expo is going to be on September the 8th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. back out at Emerald at Queens Ridge in Summerlin. It's an excellent opportunity to make quality contacts, to network with high quality professionals, to learn more about how you can implement cause marketing practices into your business and how other people are giving back to the community through their efforts of aligning themselves with nonprofit organizations. And so we've got a lot going on at the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce. Again, visit us at causemarketingchamber.com if you're interested in becoming a member or if you want to attend one of our events. We look forward to getting together with you very soon for the next Cause and Business Education Series. Take care of yourselves and go out there and do good in business. See you soon.
Amen. Talk to you.